So today is our episode totally in English about some Korean literature, somehow American one this one. It's about Korean Tales by Horace Allen. Korea, Korea, our chosen morning calm. The king rules, absolutely monarch, assisted by the prime minister and his two associate ministers of the left and right with the heads of 6 departments of etiquette and ceremony, finance, war, public works, justice, and registration, 2 new departments, foreign office, home, interior. That's the beginning of the Korean Tales. That's the first part, but that I think it's really the most interesting. So if you if you know Korean Tales is Korean Tale. If you love tales, the second part is all about Korean Tales. The first part for me it's the most interesting. Why? It's describing what's happening during Johnson dynasty. It's really closed, it's really like a K-drama. It really try to share what he's seeing, what he's experiencing, and it's really interesting. Each of the 8 provinces is ruled by a governor who has local magistrates, supervisors of hamlets, and petty officials. Seoul is the home of the king and his faithful subject. The capital is a city of some 300,000 inhabitants. The present palace includes some hundreds of acres and is the home of more than 3,000 attendants. The ground has little lakes of several acres. One of them is surrounded by a magnificent pavilion supporting on great stone pillar. The other lake has a bright little pagoda. These lakes are fed and drained by a mountain stream. The king only leaves the palace upon certain occasions. The king is 38 years old of age. The queen is 1 year his senior. The crown prince is 15 and has no brother and sister. So, the first tale is the rabbit and other legend. The Koreans are great students of nature. The pigeon is pedalki. The crow is homalgi. The swallow is the shapti. Kim Palongo call Kim or tell Kim to come Kim, Pogosipo. I want to see him. Pogosipo, I miss you, or I want to see you. Peshu Kuru is a bird that sings in the wild, mountain, places and worms. People that robberies are near the wild goose is one of the most highly prized birds in Korea. It's always participated in the wedding ceremony. So it starts like that. And the goose are really during Johnson, have been domesticated animals, really. So it started with the rabbit and other legends. After, the enchanting wine jug, or white cat and dogs are enemy. The third is Shinyu and Yongo, the trio of 2 heavenly lovers. The fourth is Yongbo and Nambo, or the swallowed kings king's rewards. Xingyong and the faithful wife and dancing girl wife, and Xingchu, the dutiful daughter. And it's just like that. It's really a small. There is not a lot of pages. It's really a small book. It's an ebook, so you can only find it on ebook. For me, it's interesting in a way that if you love tales, if you love how whimsical Korea can be, it's really a new reading. It's really interesting. For me, When I'm reading tales, I love to know that there is a lesson about that, coming from that. And somehow it was describing the tale, long tales, like really long tales, with so many details, but at the point, there is nothing more. There is no lessons. And I meet that. The first part was really interesting about the how Johnson dynasty was with the king, the queen, how they have really managing the empire, and it was really like why you can do that in a way that okay, it's Korean tales. You wanted to describe and somehow share the Korean tales. Maybe they are not written, maybe it was an oral culture, and somehow, yeah, I understand the book, Korean tales. But the vibe of ancient history, I mean that, like really. And it was an interesting book, but I thought that after every tale, it could be a philosophy lessons, like really. But it's simple things like you don't need to really study overthinking every tales. It's really 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 simple tales. So if you want to read Korean tales, this book is for you. It's true. I was like the last month I was reading another book, like another ebook about the empire of the morning calm, and that was really interesting. Somehow it was different, and somehow it was always comparing Korea with China or Japanese or Japan. So it was difficult for me, but inside the book, you have so many details about Johnson dynasty. It was so interesting. So when I saw that, I was okay, I'm going to read it. And it's true, like you have the feeling to be to experiencing the history of Korea. Somehow it's true. But the tales are like it's a Korean tales book, so I'm not going to say that it was too much because it's the subject of the book, so it could be really crazy. But somehow, yeah, I was really interesting by the first part. The second part for me missed something like for me, every tales is telling you something. It's really something a lesson to learn. I miss that. Like literally, I miss that. So whatever, it's really an ebook. So don't forget, you can have it on Apple Books. You can have it everywhere you want. It's really an ebook. It's really not expensive. Like I think it's €1 or maybe three. But it's really interesting. That's why I'm trying to more than often to read on the ebook because there is some ebooks who are in e and they are absolutely not in the paper cover. So it's like okay. So I'm trying to do that every month. And next month is going to be another one. Maybe I think it's a paper book, but for me it was less expensive than the book to buy on an ebook. That's the problem too. I understand the book can be really something hard, really something like other needs have to live with, but to have, for example, 100 books and it could be 25, somehow it's really expensive for me. So the ebook is the solution in a way that I have no space more, so I need to try to reduce the paper book. But the ebook, sometimes you can find some book you are not going to find in a paper book. So it's really interesting. So it was the literature in English for this month. Korean Tales by with the guy Horace Allen. And it was interesting. Like really, it was an interesting reading. But somehow I'm missing the vibe of history. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of crazy about history with a big H, and it's really interesting. The Korea story with a big H is really interesting. So I miss that, like really. But if you really want to go to the whimsical side of Korea, go there. Like it's really easy to read. If that's all for today, we're going to have a new episode next month. and like try to yeah to experiencing new books and new Korean literature. Even if you are not really good in English, somehow you're going to find a way to understand everything is writing. And if you are really bilingual and you are really understand everything, go there. Like you are going to discover many literature, ebooks literature in Korea or Korean American literature. It's really interesting, like really. So see you next month. Have a good month, and yeah, have a good reading book. See you. Bye.